All right, so we're going to turn this into this. So like I showed you in the clip, we're going to be turning garbanzo beans into, well, chickpeas to make hummus.
Making what?
Hummus.
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 Don't nobody want to watch that stuff on video.
Well, they might want to watch the next part. I'm also going to can them, so you can watch me and see how you can the garbanzo beans. You can use them in lots of things.
Not hummus. Nobody wants hummus. Mm-mm.
A lot of people like hummus.
No. Hummus is nasty.
Hummus is delicious.
Nasty.
I'm also going to roast some garlic to put in my hummus. So stick around. All right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to wash these and get any like stones or anything like that out of here, or dirt. And then we're going to soak them. So let me get that started. So as you can see, I got it from Azure Standard. I've been buying a lot of my bulk stuff there. Beans, they're non-GMO. I feel better about them than what you can get in the grocery store. Thankfully, they're stocking up more stuff, and according to the September newsletter, they're actually reducing their prices on like some of their beans and grains and things. So go check them out. So next I'm just going to put them in this pot, cover them with water. Actually, I'm going to more than cover them with water. Alright, so I'm going to take these over here to the stove. And I'm just going to turn them on. We're going to let this come up to a boil and let it boil for like a minute, and then I'm gonna turn it back off, and then we'll let them soak probably about an hour. So, all right, so this has been here about an hour, maybe a little bit longer, and I see one thing that's bad, so we're gonna go ahead and pull that out. So I'm gonna take this to the sink and I'm gonna rinse it out, and I already got, as you can clearly see, I got my canner out and I'm heating up the water, and I'll put my jars in there when it starts to get warmer to get them warm. They're already all clean, but we're gonna go over here to the sink and rinse this off and then get these back in the pot. But I'm gonna take a few spoons out of, actually I'm gonna use this, probably gonna get about 3 scoops out so I can use it for my hummus, because I'm not gonna can those obviously.
You're using to make the hummus with?
Yes.
You only need to use like 1 scoop. One.
I don't even like chickpeas at all.
I know it. So 1 scoop to make hummus, and the rest of them you can make garbanzo beans to put on top of salad.
Thank you.
It's all, yeah. I've spoken. You heard me, right?
Yeah.
All right. Comprende,
He
amiga?
acts like I listen to what he says.
Comprende? Henry, get her. Get her, Henry. Tell her what Daddy said, Henry.
All right, so we're gonna put these back in the pot. Put water back on top of it. Fill them up about, I think about 1 inch or 2 if I can, over the top of the beans. And we're gonna put this on for 30 minutes, just this pot. I'm gonna put water on these, and these will end up cooking about 1.5 hours. But because I'm canning the ones right here, I'm not going to cook them as long because the canning process will cook them also. Now I'm going to put salt in the beans that I'm using for the hummus, but I'm not going to put salt in the pot for the ones I'm going to can. I will put salt in the jars, and that is up to you whether or not you put the salt in there. It's totally up to you. So I'm going to turn this on. You can see about how much water. I have about 1 inch over the top of those, which should be enough. These are probably about as plump as they're going to get, but they could plump up a little bit more in the 30 minutes. Put some salt in it and put a lid on it. And like I said, that one will cook for about 1.5 hours. The pink Himalayan salt. And I think I'm going to can these in quart jars today, because if I'm going to use it for hummus, I can make a big enough batch out of the quart size. And then if I want to keep some out for like salads or something, I'll still have enough that I could just keep a small amount in the fridge out of that quart jar. Alright, so we're back. We've cooked these for about 30 minutes, maybe just a touch longer, but now I'm going to start putting them in the jars. I have all my jars right here and my lids. I'm going to use my ladle, which is fantastic. I love this thing. And this. So we need 1 inch of headspace. This one right here, actually, there it goes, has the 1/4, 1/2, 3/4, and then the bottom is 1 inch. Like I said, we're going to let it go until I'll show you what it looks like when it's steaming. You'll see a little bit of steam puffing out, but then it'll be like strong steam. You'll see it. And I'll turn it back on whenever so you can see that. And then once we do that, we set the timer for 10 minutes. And then we put the weight on. And then once it comes up to 10 pounds of pressure, we start the timer then for the 75 minutes. Now, if your pressure goes below 10, or whatever is recommended for you to can in whatever area you are, if it goes below that, you have to start it all back over again. So I stay very close to the kitchen and keep an eye on it. Plus, this is an older canner and it just makes me feel better, so I don't go very far when I'm pressure canning. So I don't know if you can see this, but you see how it's just like puffing out steam? That's not what I'm talking about. I'll show you what I'm talking about. That's just a little bit puffing out. That's not it, but it's getting ready, so I'll show you here in just a minute. Alright, so as you can see now, it's really coming out. That's what you're talking about right there. Alright, so it's been 10 minutes, and I'm going to put this on very carefully. There we go. It's the part I'm not fond of. And you should start seeing that pressure go up pretty immediately.
Alright guys, Angela is out watering plants. This is James. In recovery with my shoulder surgery. My bad hand is good for two things. One is holding the telephone. The second one you saw just a minute ago. It's good for not holding a full cup of tea or something, but it is good for holding pain medicine enhancer / symptom hurt shoulder symptom reducer. It's very good for holding that. You saw that just a minute ago. Second thing it's good for is holding this phone. That's what we're filming with right now because it's light enough to where I can hold that. So she said to get this up between 10 and 12. That's where it was. It's been about 8.5, 9 minutes since Angela capped off, put the weight on it. So once it got up to between 10 and 12, my instructions, because I'm not a canner, were to clearly reduce this to around 4. To reduce it, to turn it down to about 4 mark, which looks like I gotta put it on medium to medium low, a little closer to medium than medium low, and then I'll continue to monitor it. And once I turned it down, once it got to 10 and 12, I was supposed to turn the timer on for 75 minutes. Here I am saying 75 minutes, which would be an hour and 15 minutes. So yeah, I want y'all to make sure that you let Angela know that I followed her instructions perfectly to the T. Right now doesn't look like we're rising anymore, but I will continue to monitor it. It's at about 11.5 right now. I'll continue to monitor it and adjust the temperature as needed to keep it between 10 and 12, at least until Angela comes back in here.
Timer's fixing to go off. When it does, I'm gonna turn this off the stove, and then you have to let it be until it completely goes to 0, and then I'll come back and we'll talk about what you do after that. All right, we are now down to 0, so I'm gonna pull my weight off, and then I'm gonna open this and I'm gonna open this lid. I'm gonna open the lid, and then I'm just gonna crack it like that. We're gonna leave it like that for about 10 minutes, and then we can pull the jars out. Then about 10 minutes, we're gonna pull this off. Alright, so this is the next day. We're gonna make this hummus with my Pampered Chef Deluxe cooking blender. We're not gonna cook tonight, but we'll get all the ingredients in there. You should put just so you know, if you ever get one of these, you should put the wet ingredients in first and then everything else. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Why you do that?
Landon, please be quiet. That's my grandson asking me all the questions. Let me do this, okay, babies? And then we're gonna do
Stay still.
grind.
Huh? Ooh. If you gotta get that thing done, Sissy.
Alright, so here's the finished product. We got 7 jars of chickpeas and a whole lot of hummus. Giving some to David and keeping some for myself. If you like this video, click the like button. If you don't mind to subscribe below and click that notification bell. We'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day. We appreciate it. Bye.